Well, hello, my fabulous friends. Have you heard the news? There's a new wax effigy of Catherine. Remember this? I don't want to do that. Remember this dress she wore for that state function, and then shortly after that, she got sick. This is her new photo, our new wax effigy, and the closer you get, the less it looks like her. Far away, I have a few pictures here. Far away, you go, oh yeah, that's Catherine. Look at William, looks terrible. I don't think that looks like William at all. His face is way too thick. He's got too much, he does not have chipmunk cheeks like that. Like, where's his jaw? Like, this looks like William when he's 50 and he's had one too many donuts. To me, that doesn't look like William at all. Far away, you can definitely oh, that's not bad of Catherine. But the more you zoom in on it, the less it looks like her. So there's a clearer picture. I mean, it does. Like, you definitely would say, oh yeah, that's Catherine. But then the longer that you look at it, you realize it doesn't look like her, right? First glances, you go, wow, that looks great. And then you start to really look at it and you go, well, her smile, I think they nailed her smile. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. There's just something not there. So what I'm going to ask the cards, and I'm using the Murder of Crows because it's kind of a dark deck, and some people are really afraid of these wax effigies. It's just like some people are really afraid of dolls. They think that they take on energy of themselves. Some people will not go into a wax museum. It totally freaks them out. People saying that just even being in a building next to a wax museum, they hear all kinds of noises and sounds. So I want to ask the cards, do these wax effigies take on an energy that some people can pick up on? Now, if you've listened to any of my soul whiteboard, yes, there are evil energies and they can attach themselves to human beings. There are some evil energies that they just come to earth and they enter a body completely. That's very, very few and far between. Most souls are directly from the sun, but there are exceptions, of course. But anyway, so let's ask the cards. Is there any truth that these wax effigies take on any kind of energy? So we'll be looking for angels, devils, and anything like that. A lot of court cards, because court cards are people or archetypes. So we'll be looking for that. We'll be looking for the sun. That would be like a soul entering. So it wouldn't be a soul, it would be an entity, which is different than a soul. A soul can only come from the sun, which can only be from God. And God is good. 8 of Cups. Different level. Moving on, something missing. Well, yeah, a soul. All right, let's find out. Shall we begin? Wow, right away, Knight of Pentacles. That kind of makes sense that they would be stuck there. They can't move, right? So it would be an entity that just stands there. So, as a court card right off the start would tell me, because we said we're looking for court cards or angels or devils. But that is very telling that if there is an entity or an energy that is there, number one, it is of the earth. And number two, well, obviously it's a wax. It can't move. So, to be afraid of them, they can't chase you. 2 of Cups. Some kind of an agreement. Oh my Lord. The Empress, creative, creation, pregnant with possibilities, Venus, relationships. Look, we have relationships here. What? The Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Words. Now that's more kind of movement, but it's air and it's words and it's thoughts. So if they can't move, then perhaps they can put thoughts. Maybe that's what people are afraid of. Maybe they can feel those thoughts. Wow, 8 of Swords in reverse. Ugh. Look at that. It's almost like an entity freeing themselves. So there it is, locked up and then reversed. This Empress here is freaking me out because this is creation. This is creative. This is love. And we do have the love here. So in an agreement. You know, I'm wondering if it is the creator's energy that is put into it. Not that they lose any of their energy, but you know, when you hear a beautiful song, you know, there's an energy exchange of the person who created the music and the vibration. And some music can change you. Some music you can start crying while you listen to it. Changes your emotions. It changes. Some music changes right in your body. If you're standing right next to a speaker and it's boom, 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 you know, and you start dancing and your body starts moving. So I'm wondering if this is what they're saying here. It's an agreement between the creator and the actual wax. Well, wax is of the earth, right? Even the steel rods inside, and you know, everything is from the earth. So it's almost as if they're taking this clay, well, but it's wax, and creating they're like creating, like that's what I'm getting here with the 8 of Swords in reverse. It's like their ideas are released from their mind and their brain and their consciousness into something. And I'm interested in this Knight of Swords here, though, because why are some people so afraid of that energy? I mean, obviously, the wax figure can't chase you, or it's not like a ghost that can scare you, but some people say they can really feel the energy. 7 of Pentacles upright. Yeah, I'm getting that it's the creator's energy is put in there, and it takes a lot of work to make these wax figures, to make them proper. So this is a long-term effort. So now this wax figure will probably be there for at least 7 years, at least. 9 of Wands in reverse. Why would they be embarrassed or embattled or embarrassed? Or maybe they feel like their work is never completed. Knight of Cups upright. So look at all the knights we have. We have 3 knights now on the table. And so I'm wondering if it is like it's not page energy, which is messages and quite young, but it still is young green energy. That's what I want to hear. Not green energy as in wind or solar energy, but green energy as in they just gave birth to this energy, and so it feels very young. It's not a matured energy that they're putting into there. So like, for example, if you ever seen any of the classic art, sculptures, artwork, I'm talking like, something over 100 years old, if not more, 200, 300, 400 years old. That's a matured energy, very matured energy. Like, you look at that and the reverence you have for it, and there's just you're settled when you look at that artwork. Like, look at, there's a David, for example, there's a nude man standing right in front of you. You aren't embarrassed. You aren't, giggling like a little school. Like there's just a reverence for the art has matured. Whereas these wax effigies, these wax figurines, it's green energy. So maybe that's what people are afraid of, is they're feeling, maybe in 100 years people will feel different about these wax figurines. But you know what, you look at dolls that are about 100 years old and people are freaked right out. I've people say to you, they're up in their attic, up in their granny's attic, and they find one of these dolls and they actually scream because of the energy that's in the face. So whatever energy that is created in these wax figurines is a very green energy, and that can be very aggressive. That can be terrifying. It could be funny. It could be um, it just could be unsettling because it's not that mature artistic feel to it. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Yeah, a lot of these wax effigies fall out of favor. I don't know do they just melt them down? I'm not sure. What do they do with them? Wow, the Magician in reverse. Magician in reverse, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I'm going to say that the only energy that's in them is what the creator puts into them. There we go. Eight of Pentacles upright. Yeah, they're just, they're sculptors, they're master artists, um, they're diligent at what they do. They feel like they've done their best work, whether what we see or not. They obviously see, isn't this a good lesson in what's objective and subjective, right? So that person who created William thought that looked exactly like William. And yet I'll look at it and go, well, I know it's William because it's standing next to Catherine, but maybe that's William in 10 years from now after a couple more donuts. I mean, there's just too much chubby in the face. Um, or I don't know. I go into the museums. I'm not afraid of them. And I see some of them and I don't get it at all. And other ones I think, wow, you nailed it. So it's really up to the artist's interpretation of that person. And I think that maybe that's the energy we see as well. And it's unsettling to us. It's no different than when you go to see um, when someone you love dearly passes away and they have open casket. Their soul is gone and your soul lives in your face. It does. Your soul lives in your face. And when you pass away, your soul leaves your face, and that's why you don't look the same dead as you do alive. Your hands look the same, your legs look the same, your body looks the same, everything looks the same except for your face. That's because your soul is no longer there. And no matter how much hairdo they do, how much makeup they put on, everybody says, oh, they just don't look the same because the color's different. No, it's because their soul isn't there. The soul is gone, and that's what you recognize in another person. That's why they say the eyes are the windows to the soul, because your soul lives in your face. So these wax effigies, that could be something we're picking up on as well. We don't see a soul there. We see a face, but we don't see a soul. So that's what we're picking up as well. Is like, how come I see a face but no soul? That must mean you're dead, right? Which they are, except for the creative energy that the creator puts in. Three of Cups in reverse. 10 of Pentacles upright. 9 of Swords in reverse. The 6 of Swords upright. And the 6 of Wands upright. And the 10 of Cups upright. All right, so I'm getting that here. Not everybody's going to love it. Not everybody's going to agree with it. But most of them have the blessing of the family. It's a well-honored tradition. I mean, I think they've been around for over 100 years of making these wax effigies. Before wax effigies are marble carvings, and effigies have been made of people forever, forever and ever. So it's just something that will continue to go on. And there's nothing to be afraid of here with the Nine of Swords in reverse. There's no anxiety. There's no bad energy. It's just we don't understand the energy because it seems a little bit aggressive because it's a green energy. It's a raw energy. It's a brand new creation of this energy. But you know, it's not bad energy. We have two sixes here. We've got the Six of Swords and the Six of Wands. It's it's fine. There's the reason I think that people are afraid of it is, like I said, there's no soul behind the face. So it looks like a dead person. So it freaks you out because it looks like a dead person because there's no soul behind the face. Plus, you can pick up on the creator's energy, um, which is, and that's in anything. Somebody makes you a chair, you'll always feel the energy. Somebody makes you supper. Never eat supper from somebody who's angry, ever, ever. You know what? If somebody's cooking for you and they're angry about something, say, you know what? Thank you. I'm gonna go out. I'll catch up with you later. Right? So, you know, if you still live at home and your mom's angry about something, don't eat that food. That food will be infused with anger because she's creating that while she's angry. You know, same thing if your partner is cooking and they're very angry about something. They had a bad day and they're really angry and they're tired and, oh, I gotta get this supper on and whatnot. Just say, you know what? Uh, let's have something else. Don't go to a restaurant that's really busy. Well, I mean, you can't help it if it gets really busy because the cook is rushed, and they're putting that energy of rush, rush, rush. You'll find that if you are eating out somewhere and the food is really rushed because the restaurant's so busy, you won't sleep that well that night because the food will feel really unsettled and you'll feel like you have this energy, this rush energy. So I think at the end of the day, that's what's going into those wax effigies, the energy of the creator. Um, and I think, you know, there's nothing to be afraid of. They're doing it just to bring joy. So some of them are doing it for recognition, absolutely, 100%. Some of them are doing it just for a job. You know, maybe they're a hairdresser and that's their job to put on the wigs and make sure the hair looks the same. But some of them are really doing it for recognition, and some of them are doing it for to bring a lot of joy into people's lives. So I think that's where what the reading is trying to tell me. It has a lot to do with the energy and uh and that there's no soul behind the face. But we didn't get the sun, so we didn't get the devil. We didn't get temperance, which is an angel. We didn't get the judgment, which is an angel. So we didn't get like these entities are entering them. All right, so YouTube's going to show you a video you possibly haven't seen. Why don't you click on that and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.